Norah O'Donnell had it all: an unstoppable career, a bustling family, and a life in constant motion. But in 2016, one phone call shattered her routine. While shopping, her doctor delivered the unexpected: melanoma. She felt fine, looked fine, but beneath the surface, cancer was growing. Urgent surgery removed a 3-inch piece of skin from her back. Though it hadn't spread, the experience changed everything. Her journey with skin cancer had unknowingly started years earlier. Growing up in sunny San Antonio, tanning was the norm. Even with her doctor father's influence, sunscreen wasn't a priority. Her family moved often due to his military career, including a stint in South Korea, where she got her first taste of speaking on camera. At Georgetown University, she became more health-conscious, but the demands of school, and later, a career in journalism, made self-care a challenge. After that fateful diagnosis, everything shifted. Regular checkups, constant biopsies, and the looming "what if" became her new reality. But instead of fear, she found purpose, turning her experience into a mission to raise awareness. Norah O'Donnell used to be too busy to think about routine checkups, a decision she now regrets. After her melanoma diagnosis, everything shifted. Sunscreen became a daily habit, not just for her, but for her kids too. The scar on her back served as a permanent reminder. Staying proactive could mean the difference between life and death. She quickly realized how many people, like her, skip doctor visits because they feel fine. That's why she began speaking out about skin cancer prevention. Sharing her story was difficult, but if it helped even one person catch cancer early, it was worth it. She urged others to get regular skin checks, wear sunscreen, and take their health seriously, because melanoma doesn't discriminate. It doesn't care about skin tone or sun exposure. It can happen to anyone. If her doctor hadn't caught it early, her story might have ended differently. Now, she's extra cautious, keeping sunscreen in her purse, car, and by the front door. Her kids follow a strict rule: no sunburns. She wants them to learn from her mistakes and take their health seriously from a young age. Her perspective on healthcare deepened during the COVID-19 pandemic. She saw how many people avoided doctor visits out of fear or lack of time. As a busy journalist and mom, she understood the struggle, but she also knew that neglecting health can lead to bigger problems. Her own experience made her a more compassionate reporter. Now, when covering health stories, she connects with them on a deeper level. She knows firsthand what it's like to receive terrifying news from a doctor. For Norah, the biggest lesson is simple: don't wait. Don't wait until something feels wrong to see a doctor. Don't wait to wear sunscreen. Don't wait to take your health seriously. She hopes her story inspires others to take action before it's too late. Even with all the awareness she's raised, fear still lingers. Every few months, when it's time for her skin check, anxiety creeps in. What if they find something new? What if this time it's worse? But she goes anyway, because she knows that catching it early is her best shot at survival. Before she became a leading voice in skin cancer awareness, before the news broadcasts, awards, and headlines, Norah O'Donnell was just a young woman with big dreams, stepping into the world of journalism for the first time. After high school in Texas, she packed her bags for Washington, D.C., ready to take on Georgetown University. The fast-paced city was a whole new world, filled with opportunity and challenge. She studied philosophy, learning to ask big questions and think critically about the world. But journalism was always in the back of her mind. She loved telling stories, digging for answers, and making sense of complex issues. Eager for real-world experience, she landed a job at Roll Call, covering Congress and getting a first-hand look at politics in action. The rush of chasing stories, asking tough questions, and uncovering the truth solidified her passion for journalism. After earning her degree in 1995, she went even further, returning to Georgetown for a master's in liberal studies while her career was already taking off. Norah spent 12 years at NBC News, where she took on multiple roles: White House correspondent, Today Show contributor, and a familiar face on NBC Nightly News. She even guest-hosted Hardball with Chris Matthews, proving she could hold her own in the toughest political discussions. Whether reporting from the White House lawn or the studio, she brought the same energy, clarity, and dedication to every story. By 2011, CBS News took notice. They made her chief White House correspondent, a role that put her at the center of political scandals, international conflicts, and major breaking news. Viewers trusted her sharp, insightful reporting. That trust only grew when, in 2012, she joined CBS This Morning as co-anchor, bringing hard news with a fresh perspective. The job was demanding: early mornings, long hours, and high-pressure interviews with world leaders, celebrities, and everyday people with powerful stories. But for Norah, journalism was never just about reporting facts. It was about making those facts meaningful to people's lives. Her time at CBS was filled with unforgettable moments: election coverage, natural disasters, and history-making events. But there were personal challenges, too. In 2019, while on a spring break trip with her family, she felt a sharp pain in her side. At first, she ignored it. 5 days later, she landed in the hospital with appendicitis. Even then, she turned her experience into a public lesson, urging others to listen to their bodies and never ignore warning signs. Through it all, Norah never lost sight of her mission: to inform, inspire, and make a difference. In 2019, Norah O'Donnell made history as the third woman to anchor CBS Evening News. She led coverage on major events like the COVID-19 pandemic and the 2020 election. And in 2024, her exclusive interview with Pope Francis showcased her skill in tackling tough topics with grace. By mid-2024, she announced she'd step down after the presidential election to focus on in-depth reporting. Her final broadcast, originally set for January 24, 2025, was moved up a day due to Farmers Insurance Open coverage. Saying goodbye wasn't easy, but she knew she had left her mark. Beyond the newsroom, Norah's greatest support came from her husband, Jeff Tracy. They met at Georgetown, married in 2001, and built a life balancing her journalism career with his thriving DC restaurant business. Their marriage, rooted in friendship, only grew stronger with time, especially when they became parents. Norah and Jeff's life became even fuller with the arrival of their 3 children, twins Henry and Grace, followed by their youngest daughter, Riley. Balancing demanding careers with parenting wasn't easy, but they made it work. Cooking became a central part of their family life, leading them to co-write Baby Love, healthy, delicious meals for your baby and toddler. Norah took pride in making homemade meals, skipping store-bought baby food entirely. Even after long work days, she'd rush home to blend fresh apples into applesauce. Simple, healthy, and made with love. Despite their busy schedules, they prioritized family time. From soccer games to school events, Norah and Jeff ensured their kids always came first. The COVID-19 pandemic brought new challenges. Norah juggled covering a global health crisis while managing remote school and parenting. Conference calls happened over breakfast, and printer malfunctions interrupted important meetings. Through the chaos, Jeff was her rock, stepping up in every way. As their children grew, Norah cherished milestones, prom nights, driving lessons, and the bittersweet realization of how quickly time passed. Jeff's unwavering support never wavered, especially during her toughest moments. He was by her side during her melanoma diagnosis and surgery, and again in 2019 when she recovered from emergency appendicitis. While Norah was making history in journalism, Jeff was expanding his restaurant business, turning it into a thriving empire in the DC area. They celebrated each other's successes and found time to reflect on their journey together. Norah's career soared, earning her multiple Emmy Awards and recognition as one of Washington's 100 most powerful women. Her 6-month investigation into sexual assault at the Air Force Academy won an Emmy in 2018 and was honored by the White House Correspondents Association. But for her, the most meaningful impact came from viewers who reached out, saying her skin cancer story had inspired them to get life-saving screenings. Norah's advocacy led many to detect skin cancer early, a reward more meaningful than any award. Beyond journalism, she championed health awareness, urging people to prioritize checkups and screenings. Now, as she steps away from CBS Evening News, she looks forward to family time, special projects, and continuing her mission. While her time as an anchor ends, her impact will last for years to come.